Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Echoes of the Past, a series where we dive into the remnants of forgotten worlds. In this episode, we will be discussing the Wunderwaffe DG2. Being both the Wonder Weapon with the second most appearances and Group 935's second invention in their Wonder Weapon program, the Wunderwaffe has left its mark in zombie players both old and new. The name of the weapon literally just means Wonder Weapon, but has been nicknamed by both Tank Dempsey and the fanbase as the Wunderwaffe. For the longest time, I actually thought it was called the Wunderwaffe. In the Ether storyline, after Dr. Ludwig Maxis formed a deal with the Nazi Party to receive funding, more facilities, and larger quantities of Element 115, Group 935 had to shift its focus from improving the human condition and into a super soldier program and a Wonder Weapon program respectively. Though displeased with the shift in focus, Dr. Richthofen obliged anyway. When transferred to the newly formed Siberian facility, Richthofen would perform many dastardly experiments on his human test subjects. But when he wasn't torturing them, he was busy creating strange and twisted weapons, one being the Wunderwaffe DG Sharpshooter, also known as the Wunderwaffe DG1. Sometime later, he'd create an improved version of the weapon, the iconic Wunderwaffe DG2. When the weapon was displayed to Dr. Maxis, he was initially terrified of its power, but nonetheless promised Richthofen that the DG2 would be mass-produced. This promise would be broken, however, when Richthofen's experiments on his test subjects came to Maxis' attention. As punishment, Maxis cancelled production of the Wunderwaffe weapon line, and forced Richthofen to join him once again on the MTD teleporter experiments. In the Dark Ether storyline, the weapon wasn't dragged through a rift like the ray gun seemingly was. Instead, the weapon was invented by Dr. Ulrich Vogel of Project Endstation to be used by Die Wachheit soldiers. The weapon was stolen by Gabriel Kraft's men when they went to Shinonuma, a repurposed Japanese military base for Die Wacheit's use. To now discuss the design and function of the weapon, we'll start with the top of the rifles. The two Wunderwaffe models feature ribs along the top of the weapon, with an electric rod being faintly visible in the DG2, while for the DG1, the ribs on top of the rifle are actually its sniper scope. At the end of the barrel for the two rifles, there's these prongs that surround the barrel, conducting electricity. The sharpshooter's prongs rotate around the barrel, while the DG2's remain stationary. On the side of the rifles are three sets of light bulbs. The light bulbs will dim as the weapon is fired. For the DG2, the light bulbs act as the weapon's source of ammunition, needing to be replaced. As for the DG1, the light bulbs simply power the weapon's bullets, as the weapon is magazine-fed. The difference in their power levels is honestly shocking. The DG1 has a short chain reaction area of effect, with a long time to kill, keeping the zombie in place for a brief time before finally killing said zombie, though sometimes it will only stun them and not kill them. The DG2, however, will always kill its targets. Unlike the DG1's small AoE for its chain reaction, the DG2 has a far larger reach and can connect up to 10 targets. The time to kill is also far faster, frying the horde in seconds. When upgraded, the weapons become the Wunderwaffe DG3JZ and the Wunderwaffe DG Funkenschütze, respectively. There are zero interesting details for the Funkenschütze, so we'll focus on the DG3 instead. As the DG3, the electricity changes its color from yellow to a mix of purple and red. Despite the upgrade and new visuals, the weapon behaves no differently in damage or chain limit, it simply gains more ammo. Interesting to note is that in Call of Duty Vanguard, the weapon's name changed ever so slightly, no longer having JZ at the end of the weapon's name. The JZ was theorized to stand for Jimmy Zielinski, the original director of Zombies from World at War to Black Ops 2's Buried. And that's the Wunderwaffe rifles, definitely one of my favorite weapons in Zombies, and so satisfying to listen to. This has been another episode of Echoes of the Past, and thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave a comment too if you want. Thanks, and goodbye.